Hey y'all. So I want to tell a story about the first time I tried triple C's and all the other times I did. Um so I was 15. It was sophomore year in Iowa. Um that was a crazy year. I hardly ever went to school, but uh and yeah. So it was in the springtime, like the second semester of the year, and it was there was this trap house. It was the same trap house that I started hanging out with my freshman year, and the whole time I lived in Iowa, I was friends with this people at this trap house where a lot of the kids from high school and a lot of high school kids would go hang out and party after school or whenever, all the time, and kids from the neighborhood, anywhere from like my age to high school age to like 30. It was just people there all the time, a lot of people. But and it was this family that it was two houses really, but anyways, too many details. But um so I don't know if it was the weekend, whatever. I think it was like Friday night, and it was just a regular day. I used to go there almost like try to go there every day to smoke weed and get high and middleman and hustle and see what I could find and party. And um, the guy I was with at the time for most of sophomore year, yeah, he lived like right across the street from the trap house. So, and we were in the beginning of the relationship, we were really close, but this was towards the end of the year when we started growing apart before we started fighting and broke up and stuff. But he lived across the street, and I think this is like what started our problems and stuff. But because we would both get grounded a lot, and or he got grounded a lot, and I think he was grounded this weekend or something. We couldn't hang out. Uh, but so I went to the trap house by myself to hang out and get high and smoking weed, and then it was a group of guys, and the guy whose house it was, he's like, "Hey, like, you want to try this cough medicine? Like, you'll get fucked up." And of course, I'm like, "Hell yeah!" So it's called triple C's, Caricidin, cough, and cold. It's a cold medicine. If you take enough of them, the pill form, it's like it's really dangerous. Like, you could easily die, but because it's not the right way. But it's like rolling, but it's a little bit crazier. It's different. It doesn't. It's like a cut form of rolling. Um. So yeah, you're supposed to take the first time. Uh, you're never supposed to take more than 21, but it was my first time, so I took 8 of them. And um, yeah, immediately, like 15 minutes later, man, I started getting real dizzy. I just felt like real dizzy, and I felt like I was floating, like I was flying. And I would sit down and stand back up, and sit down and stand back up, and they were all laughing at me, and they're like, "Come on, let's go for a drive. We're gonna go for a crazy ride." And me and all the dudes, we packed up. We packed up in the van, and my friend we went riding around, and he went and we did donuts in the gravel parking lot. And that was crazy. I was so lucky I didn't get sick, but I was like, fuck yeah, oh my god, oh my god. And then we got back, um and then it was like getting late. It was time for me to go home. It was like 7 or 8. It was dark. And finally, my ex-boyfriend, he came out. I don't know how he got me. I don't know why he couldn't be there earlier, but he came out and he was like, "Oh God, I better walk you home." I was like, "Can you walk me home?" He came out to walk me home, and it was really sweet. And we held hands and he walked me home, and it was like every step that I took, it felt like I was doing a front flip or a back flip, and that was crazy. Maybe he was there with me. God damn it, man. I can't remember if he was with me or not the whole time. Uh anyways. Um yeah, he walked me home. I got home, ran straight up to my room. I was good, and then like it was crazy, but I turned out to be okay. And then I just got on my laptop and I started rolling around on the floor. We're taking pictures and posing and did a photo shoot, and then I got on Omega. Started chatting with strangers the rest of the night. And then I think I did it one more time again a few years later, like right after my 18th birthday party, like right after I tried DMT. Sometime around that time. It was uh yeah. Or no, it was sometime around that time, and then I went to some of my friends, the guy that I went to prom with. Yeah, it was the guy I went to prom with. Um it was like, I don't know if I was 17 or 18. It doesn't matter. Anyways, we went to some random people's house like an hour away that I had no idea it was a party, and get high and smoke weed all night. And of course, I was looking for meth, but he was like, I got triple C's. And I was like, oh yeah, I've done that before. I'll do it again. This time I took twice as I took 16 of them. And I was only up for about like 2 hours. I just remember me and these random people at this big giant farmhouse, rich person's house, and my prom date, and we just hung out in the gazebo, smoked a blunt, and that time it was just like crickets, like wah, wah, wah. It was like I felt like I was floating, but it wasn't as fun as the first time, because it was just so intense. It was almost like just being really drunk that time, and then the weed made me tired, and I just passed out. And I was good the next morning, thank God. But I really never felt the need to do it again. It was a good time. Don't do it, because I know people that have gone to the hospital, and I've heard cases where people died from it. But yeah,